Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome to Amantes, Amantes, and we are going for the second ending of Rhea's route. Basically, the other choice we are supposed to do during the fight with Machina is sought the truth. Let's do it. And... do I skip? No. Yes. Okay. So... during the fighting, not much changes, I guess. And then, something is changed. The abrupt sensation of falling, of drifting backwards in a stream. His awakening occurred abruptly and with unprecedented naturality. His thoughts were crystal clear. He could determine his own identity and where he was with perfect accuracy. That was Machina, right? I think he said, you know, this place, Machina, I think this was said by him. Yet one thing responsible for his befuddled gasp escaped him, the knowledge of time. If his senses did not lie, the present moment should have been in the past.
Oi, chotto. Kiiteru ka?
A sudden voice from behind brought his disoriented consciousness back to reality. He turned in the direction of its source, only to find one of his comrades squinting at him, clearly irritated.
Nani botto shiten da yo, omae wa. Shikame tsurashite, ara demo itai no ka?
Iya, sou iu wake de wa nai. Ga, sukoshi bakari ki ga nukete wa ita you da. 眠りすぎたせいで夢見が悪いのかもしれん。
は、なるほど。そりゃ仕方ないわな。同感だ。
They returned from the front line just the other day. Needless to say, the place was a complete hellhole that offered no opportunities for proper sleep. So it was little wonder they'd need some time to readjust themselves after leaving all that behind. Wounds suffered in war weren't always physical. If anything, the mental scars left by being exposed to the horrors of war were a far more serious issue, as it rendered their hearts unable to ever find respite. Many men, no matter how great, had to struggle with adjustment disorders upon returning from the battlefield. Compliance and adaptation were unnerving things indeed. A man could eventually acclimatize even to the most terrible and savage of conditions. Or rather, man would not have survived as an animal otherwise. The very fact that he and his comrades were still alive was by itself proof that they had gotten used to living in hell, and that was why they would now find themselves alienated from the world outside it. Anyone realized that the world extended to all sides indefinitely. Yet few could account for all the hills and mountains contorting the terrain. As such, a disparity of that kind was probably responsible for disorienting him tonight, a shameful display of softness, but not the kind that necessitated hiding it from a kinder soul. He did not doubt that most people suffered from the same ailment in this day and age. That was how he honestly felt on his way back to civilization to receive his medal at the end of June of 1944.
でもま、実際のところ役得ではあったけどな。なんだかんだ言ったところで、この時期にゆっくり飯が食えて眠れる環境を味わえたことはありがたい。まさに英雄様々だ。お前のおかげだし、感謝してるよ、ミハエル。
Michal, right, that was his name. Being surprised and even oddly moved by the sound of his own name was certainly a sign of his abnormal state of mind, although the phenomenon did not upset him. Rather, he felt it important to maintain his consciousness in this drowsy and vague state. He was a man of iron, just another cog in the giant machine of war. His name was of little importance. As such, he cast aside his motions and acted only to carry out his role as an instrument of slaughter. The only reason he had been called a hero was because he'd ended up being slightly better at taking life than the rest. To paraphrase, he was unmatched in terms of ignoring reality and retreating to his own delusions and phantasms. That was all.
感謝される言われはない。むしろ懸念するべきだ。 生地楽をしたせいで緊張が解かれたかもしれないと。
If one washed a heated blade in cold water, it would break. People were no different.
後々俺を憎むことになるかもしれんぞ。あの時あいつが人がましい日常を見せたせいで自分は脆くなってしまったと。
Okay, am I getting correct here? Are we trying in this fight to get Machina to participate? Let's see. That was what he, too, feared above all. He shunned the repose it might grant him, for it could tow his rigid, icy resolve.
ああ、なんだそりゃ。的外れにも程があるっていうか、相変わらずネクラに積極的っていうか。状況がどうだろうが、俺は俺で、お前はお前だろ。環境ごとに自分を分けて、あっちは本物でこっちは偽物。あっちは有用でこっちは無用なんて決めることはない。
どういう意味だ?
As the other's words rekindled the flames of his past self, Mikhail, still confused, couldn't help but directly question him. There were no flaws in his philosophy, and his comrade most certainly understood the problems inherent in the matter they discussed.
お前はこちらとあちらに変わらない気持ちで臨んでいると。
ああ、なんで変える必要がある？いや、もちろん、お前の言いたいことも理解できるぜ。夏と冬じゃ服装も違うしよ。場に合わせた選択ってのは重要っていうか、むしろ基本だ。
That moment when you saw actually people wearing winter clothes in summer retards.
けど、そりゃ側の話だろ。それこそ、どんな服着るかっていう程度でさ、何着てようが本質、中身は変わらない。というより、その服選んだことも含めて自分だろ。毛皮変えたら別の生き物になるなんて、そんなことはありえねえよ。なのにお前は、どうも側の系統に引っ張られすぎっていうか、寒いから防寒着着てるだけなのに、自分は白熊にでもなったかのような口ぶりだぜ。だからそりゃ違うだろう。俺も久しぶりでこっち用の服が着慣れないのは確かだけど、衣替え自体ができないとは言ってない。ミハエル、お前はずっと戦争仕様の毛皮着る気か？戦い終わってもそれ被ったまま、なんか別のもんにでもなる気かよ。それじゃあお前、壊れちまうぜ。
The sadness and genuine concern mixing the man's tone left Mikhail unable to form a reply. They hadn't known each other for long, but their bond, forged in fire sport, surpassed any shallow relationship they could have established in times of peace. Mikhail felt slightly bewildered, but by no means upset by the fact that the man saw through him so effortlessly. In short, he disapproved of his lack of flexibility. Keeping with the clothes metaphors, this man could jump back and forth between summer apparel in times of peace and winter clothes on the battlefield with relative ease. He might feel uncomfortable after having changed for a while, but that disparity caused him no further trouble. Because, much like he had claimed, his interior would always remain the same.
もっとシャレっ気持たないと、正味女にはモテないぜ。英雄様が日照りじゃ、夢も希望もないだろう。
All the frivolous figures of speech were most likely his way of expressing his friendship. Mikhail might not have been the type to communicate with broad smiles and the party shoulders, but did not necessarily mean he preferred the solemn approach to mingling. The man was trying to get his spirits up. Even Mikhail could comprehend that much. Those that could not bear peace, those that stubbornly refused to cast off their winter coats, those that fell apart when exposed to peace, those that turned to winter in short-sleeved shirts. That summed up the point his comrade was trying to make, and Mikhail himself unquestionably belonged to the former group. He was the very antithesis of lightening up. He had passed the stage of refusing to change clothes and already forgotten how to even undress. Or rather, he was trying to melt his coat into his skin. To be as iron, to be hard as a tank in both appearance and spirit. To attain a detached kind of enlightenment, he tried to make himself inanimate. the most insensible man in the world, to escape the commitment of enduring death which could not be endured. The crimson of blood, the white of bones, the black of charred flesh, the grey of splattered entrails, the gleam of bayonets, the metal of bullets, the oscillation of the ground in the wake of an army of creaking tongues, the feculent smell of trenches. He hated them all. He cast aside all that constituted his self, and became a machine excelling at war, and only war. His interior had corroded to the extent that he began to lose his identity as Mikhail, as a living, breathing man of flesh and blood. Yet what if he had never possessed anything to begin with? Perhaps the arm filled his insides with such ease and comfort precisely because his interior was hollow from the start. In that moment another thought crossed his mind. What constituted the interior according to the philosophy of his comrade? Mikhail recognized himself as a man of no outstanding qualities, yet the same applied to his comrade. He might have been able, but far from exceptional. A soul that refused to freeze in the severe cold of the battlefield. He could call the exterior a mere change of clothes because he had already been warmed by the fire blazing in his bosom. He was different from Mikhail, who had long since frozen over and melted with his coat. To try and take it off now would only tear off his flesh and as well. His comrade possessed something that allowed him to declare the integrity of his identity regardless what he wore. But what? He answered with genuine nonchalance.
この今が好きなんだよ。お前と話してる今も、一緒に戦っている時も、そのおかげでどうにか守れているこの国もみんな好きだ。なくしたくない。その時その時、一瞬ごとを大事に思ってるっていうだけさ。そりゃ確かに、冗談じゃねえよ、やってられないって時もあるけどさ。それをどうにかしたいって思う瞬間も大事だろう。だってその先には、きっといいことが待っている。だからそれを味わうためにも、今を抱いて走るだけさ。
A perfect tomorrow would never grace those who only gazed at the ground in desolation, and so he raced through the present to attain and taste that elusive, ephemeral moment. He made a faint smile. Mikhail found himself genuinely astonished.
わかってるよ。でも、そんな珍しい主張でもないだろ。
That much was true. In short, he was an optimistic man.
しかし、夢見がちと言わざるを得ない。
One would emerge victorious if they tried their hardest. One would be redeemed if they faced all perils with the honest heart. Their hopes and dreams would eventually be fulfilled. How many involved in this conflict truly believe in such naive idealism? In this day and age, even a child would have likely been able to come up with a more realistic theory. Yet the words of this man were completely without any hint of pretense. He truly believed that his, a mere private, achievements could actually save the world. Or perhaps that was his way of making an oath. Pride bordering on arrogance. The idea that one's individual wishes or actions could affect the world was but an optimistic delusion of grandeur. In short, hogwash. It certainly reached a territory where nothing would be lost if one discarded the theory altogether, and Mikhail was not one to admire false and unrealistic pride. And yet, now that he mentioned it, who would ever believe him, if not himself? His unique state of mind was exactly what one needed to retain themselves in this day and age. Their discussion began with a crisis of identity, and so it would naturally conclude at the notion of self-esteem. In other words,
So, 我思うゆえに我ありさ。
It all came down to that, and his comrade understood it without the need for tiresome philosophizing. Michael felt envious of him. He would not waste the present, for that very notion constituted his soul.
刹那主義といえば聞こえが悪くなるのだろうがな。お前のそれは少し違うか。
当たり前だろ。これは先を見てるんだぜ。
If things were fine in the present, that was enough, and to hell with the future. To live for the moment usually entailed a mindset like that. a childish rebellion against responsibility. But he also had his eyes on the future, so as not to let its beauteous center slip through his grasp.
だからお前も、もっと自分を大事にしろよ。ベタなセリフでなんだけど、そういうことの積み重ねが、後々意味を持つんじゃねえの。俺はドンパチしか脳がないようなしらけたやつとダチになったつもりはないし、お前がそんな風になっていくのは面白くない。だいたい考えてもみろよ。どいつもこいつも自分守れないようなやつが寄り集まって勝てると思うか？ああ、そうだろうが。柏場剣付騎士鉄十字章の英雄に説教なんて不遜だが、俺はそう思ってんだぜ。迷惑か？
いや、お前の言いたいことは理解した。
He lost himself in the phasm he created to survive. It ended up protecting his life, but that was all. His heart and soul perished just the same. The man might have had a point, for it was indeed true that Mikhail had never considered his life after the war. He might end up becoming a monster, unable to shed his fur. One could say he had practically lost the battle to protect himself. Apparently satisfied with the answer, the younger man made a merry smile before changing the subject.
と、まあ、そんな話はこれくらいにしといてよ。再びクソったれな麗しの戦場に戻る前の最後の夜だ。今夜はパーッと派手に飲もうぜ。いいだろ？
俺が断っても、お前は連れて行く気なんだろ？
もちろん。今日こそ新規臭い我が戦友に歌の一つでも歌わせてやるから覚悟しろよ。
To him, even this moment, this playful eagerness for debauchery must have been an ephemeral moment to treasure. Mikhail felt like he could understand that sentiment.
ああ、私、女っ気ねえのがいかんよな。前の同僚になかなか面白いやついたんだけど、ぷっつり縁切れちゃってさ。要領悪いバカだし、妙なことに巻き込まれてなきゃいいけど、あいつ。
I think I know who is he talking about? Mikhail couldn't help but feel slightly concerned about the man's dangerous aura. He came from a long lineage of executioners. Yeah, now I know definitely, because it's certainly the same person here. A fairly unique profession, all things considered. If destiny truly existed in this war, then his ephemeral moment must have been one of death. For they had seen one too many tragic ends to still aspire to attain the futures they yearned for, as such their aspirations could never be realized while they still lived. On the other hand, that actually makes sense why Ren is kind of capable of not getting hurt while Mari is touching him, if you think about it. Because apparently Ren has the connections to the Lotus guy, which is here, right? And he's from the lineage of executioners. So basically Ren is also from that lineage. And basically maybe if you are an executioner, then you are not getting hurt by Mari, right? So by the blade of the freaking that is for executions, right? And so on. Anyway, beheading. Anyway, let's go with the game. Past the precipice, their wishes would be twisted, distorted, and perverted into shapes fit only for them. To remain the beauteous present he cherished. To seek the end in order to escape the unbearable present. A shift to the extreme, the form of complete suspension. One could perhaps instigate such an aberration if they discovered the common point between the two and spun it in a maelstrom of malice.
では行こうか。
Seriously, you're still hiding that name? June of 1944, as he addressed the other man, a comrade boasting of a resolute self, Mikhail himself could certainly attest to harboring such thoughts.
思えばあの時 俺とお前は奴から目をつけられたのかもしれない。迂闊だったと今なら言えるな。奴の膝元で無防備に過ぎる会話、内容自体はさして特殊なものでもなかったのだろうが、気楽で甘い認識だったことは間違いない。なぜならあの当時、真に真屈だったのは戦場ではなく、
True.
あの程度だったのだから。
The disembodied voice uttered each and every word with a certain heaviness, as if trying to hammer them into steel. I comprehended the meaning of this bizarre phenomenon, or rather space, the moment I came into contact with it. It possessed no concept of past or present. All the timelines had been compressed into one oscillating amalgam, which resulted in scenes from countless years past flickering alongside what I comprehended as the present. And in this space, even the future was the same as the past.
うぬぼれといえばうぬぼれ。思い上がりといえばそうだったのだろう。俺もお前も
I knew he was still
苛
talking.
烈と言って差し支えない戦火を潜り、曲がりなりにもあの瞬間まで生き続け、
Come on, Mikhail, speed up a little bit.
そのことに対する自負があったことに
It's only 3
変わり
lines.
はない。
Not even full 3 lines.
我々は歴戦の勇士である。などと、真から胸を張る性分ではお互いになかったものの、ここはぬるいと感じたことは確かだった。
I could not deny his words. They rang similar to one's feeling towards a woman he loved. All men confess their love by wishing to protect their targets over affection, and while their emotions were those of absolute honesty and supreme purity, they nonetheless contained the veiled premise that women were weak creatures. The veracity of such an assessment aside, its existence was an undeniable and irrevocable truth. My wish to protect the present moment and my labeling it ephemeral constituted a pompous assertion that it was brutal and infinitesimal. As such, I never considered that it could possess the power to undo me.
その傲慢、致命的な好きだったと言わざるを得ないだろう。
Many great men perished by being stabbed in the back by a woman. The notion that they would be harmless in a fair fight proved to be their undoing.
我々は最悪の戦場を知っている。だからこそ、あれ以上の混沌などありえようはずがないと。その思考、襲う側からしてみればかもというしかないではないか。蛇のとぐろの中にあってここは安全地帯だと何をひよっていたのだろう。故にあの時我々は見えない招待券を手渡されてしまったのだ。戦場こそ最大の地獄であると認識し、いやあるいは地獄こそが戦場の形をしていると決めつけたその心が、俺とお前を死後修羅道へと誘ったのだ。あの時代、あまたいた他の戦友たちもそうであったように、俺たちは約束された孤独の壺へと落とされた。
The irrevocable truth of our pasts. He explained it in the past tense, and naturally I could tell who that voice belonged to. But wait a second, I didn't remember sharing my past with him. But then why did someone like me come up in his memories?
じきにわかる。
With that,
いや、お前は知らねばならない。
The past and the present began to realign. The torrent of liquefied metal and scorching flames swept through the tank, turning it into a makeshift coffin while claiming the lives of everyone inside. Mikhail's entire team had been turned to ashes whilst his own dying ears picked up the screams of his comrade perishing to the flames in another tank.
嘘だろ。俺は帰るって決めてたのに。またいつかあの日に飲んだ酒の続きをもう一度、いや何度でも諦めたくねえよ。なあ、そうだろう。
His ephemeral moment vanished into the flames right there and then. Countless soldiers lost their lives in such fashion, and so his own demise came as no particular surprise to Mikhail. And yet... Anxiety coiled around his heart, even within that unbearable heat, a vague but undeniable chill rushed through him. He was crumbling into ashes with every passing moment, barely obtaining human shape, yet that alien surge of anxiety made his blood freeze. To his friend, repose was merely another phase of the everyday, yet Mikhail, after all was said and done, failed to imagine and discover a life after the war. And for that reason he could not cling onto life either. He had already made peace with his fate. He understood that a man like himself could have no other future. Yet he could not grow to enjoy fighting, and as such, poured his entire being into putting it to end. His friend once warned him not to lose himself. This was Mikhail's answer. It was not like he desired death. He merely acknowledged and embraced it as the only way for his battles to end. As a result, he would close his eyes with pride. He had fulfilled his goal in life. His friend warned him not to become a monster by wearing one's fur, and this was the only way for him to remain human. Or at least, it should have been. For some reason, he had trouble conceiving himself. He felt like he was merely a piece of iron fashioned solely for battle. He could feel his own existence slowly disintegrate alongside the melting steel confines of his trusted Tiger One. Could it have been despair he felt? Or relief? Did his friend try to call out his name in the last moment? Had Michael heard his voice? He would have likely been able to embrace death with absolute conviction about his identity. A man who adapted to the battlefield by melding his soul with iron allowed something mortally important to escape his grasp, just as his friend had forewarned. And so it was impossible to tell whether the soldier engulfed by flames in that moment was man or machine. The question followed almost naturally. Where was he supposed to go? Or rather, where was he being taken? He could feel a set of humongous fingers, belonging to an entity far beyond human comprehension, coiled around his soul. Pride and self-esteem sprang forth from his being on the verge of death, as if dragged out by force, completely disregarding his own convictions. A terrifying truth had been revealed, that man robbed of the very role he imposed upon himself would no longer be a man at all. And so he screamed, as he sank deeper into that mercurial sea of apathy. His craving surged forth with mad and zeal. How dare you? Don't rob me of my deserved end. All he had left was a wish to retain the glory he had lost. That was all he demanded, the climax, the finale he earned as a mortal man. It stood as the very proof of his existence. He would not tolerate this disgrace. And with that he eventually came to within Heinrich's castle. He could recall neither his name nor the moment of his death. The only thing left to him was the humiliation of having been robbed of a world that belonged to him, a wretched, unlived douche of shame. The countless battles he had braved granted him an illusion of long-sought repose. In his foolishness, he did not realize that the glory earned in victories past was but a herald summoning him to the next stage of bloodshed. He had enough, he wished for it to end. The crimson of blood, the white of bones, the black of charred flesh, the grey of splattered entrails. The gleam of bayonets, the metal of bullets, the oscillation of the ground in the wake of an army of creaking tongues, the feculent smell of trenches. To escape them now had no choice but to embrace the carnage once more.
俺はお前を殺さなければ終われないのだ。
Words he uttered to everyone he met with an accountant malice, for he no longer knew who his opponents were. He killed and killed, with wrecking havoc and sowing carnage as an undead slave to strive, all for the sake of his eventual liberation.
来るがいい。お前で最後だ。いずこであったかもしれぬ戦友よ。
That day, Mikhail killed him with his own hands.
思い出したか。俺とお前はそうした経緯をたどっている。俺自身この場所に来るまでは完全に忘れていたことだ。信じられぬのも無理はないが事実だよ、兄弟。
The Iron Knight's claim left me visibly bewildered. Not his words, but the fact I couldn't deny them.
俺がかつてお前と共にあった男だと。
そうだ。名は容姿はまるで異なるがそれ以外は本当に全く同じと言っていい。
容姿が？おい、ちょっと待てよ。
If anything, that part of him seemed to resemble me the most. What the hell was he talking about?
お前の目にはあれが違う顔に見えるのか？
それについては全く同じ問いを返させてもらおう。そしてゆえにお前は彼だと断言できる。お前の主観で捉えた彼がお前と同じ容姿に映った。それはすなわちお前自身が非我を同一であると認識している証に他ならない。赤の他人であったならこの場におけるお前の意識がそんな演出をするはずがないだろう。この膨大な情報の海を自己の色で染められるのは流出の核を持つ者だけだ。その理屈はわかるだろう。
I certainly had. We were inside the singularity, a whole Reinhardt and myself pierced in the cosmos, and a tunnel leading to the throne of omnipotence. As such, only those that had achieved emanation could enter and color this place in their hue. Machina, who probably got entangled in it only as a part of Reinhardt's legion, couldn't possibly tamper with anything here. Besides, a man like him would never willingly deceive another. I understood that more than anyone.
じゃあ今の俺が認識しているこの顔は
愚問だな。もはや分かりきっていることだろう。
In that moment, an image popped into my mind through some static for knowledge. It was the first time I saw him, but I could declare with absolute confidence that I knew this bastard. He looked just like me, or rather I looked just like him. He was in a way equivalent to my father.
こいつが
カール・クラフト。
The serpent that lorded over the deepest recesses of this space, the source of the mercury pervading everything.
お前の狙いは理解している。奴を倒そうというのだろう。
Yeah, I came here for that purpose, and I succeeded doing everything to set the stage. However,
お前は俺に何か言いたいことがあるというのか？
there was no way he found me in this place just to indulge in small talk. After all, when it came to people who were closely entwined with the serpent, me and Reinhardt ranked at the top.
多少な。
He understood my goal and continued, basing his words on the fact.
本当にお前はそのやり方で構わないのか。
He seemed to have qualms about my methods.
ハイドリヒとクラフトを争わせる。奴らの関係性とイザークの存在を利用して元凶同士の共倒れを画策する。なるほど。戦術としては賢いだろうし、それだがそれはお前らしい選択か。もろもろの状況が枷となり、やむにやまれぬ苦渋の決断なのではないか。
違う。そんなことはない。
I denied the idea immediately. I knew I couldn't fight in this battle. But it wasn't a choice I made unwillingly. I forced by some negative reasoning.
言っただろう。俺は幻想になる気はない。波動は食い合う。俺が戦って、俺の法で全てを塗りつぶして、その果てに全部が止まった世界にしてはいけないっていう大前提なら、マリーが何とかしてくれるだろう。彼女の元なら、俺は流出しても、他を犯さず存在することができるかもしれない。だが、流出したが最後、戻れなくなるのも事実だ。
I fell into the singularity fighting Reinhardt. That was the only way to cancel a triggered emanation, and I was glad to use it to open a path for Mari. That was as far as I would go. Activating my emanation would be a point of no return. If Mari attained the throne with her craving, I wished to end up all. She would most likely embrace my dangerous craving as well. I could probably coexist with the goddess. But then what would become of Himura? I couldn't possibly abandon her. If I became a phantom once she remained immortal, she wouldn't walk the same path, nor share the same life. I didn't want that.
何でも一人で片付けるなんて息巻いててもダメなんだよ。それを俺は自覚した。
I lost Shiro and Katsumi, yet despite it all, they still cheered for me. I couldn't repeat the same mistake. Besides, it was the outcome that Himura, who wished for my survival, desired the most. The outcome that Mari, who declared to take all of the responsibility in my stand, desired the most.
俺は彼女たちの選択を信じて託そうと決めたんだよ。それをお前が言うような枷だなんて思っちゃいない。
It was the decision to return to being human and live for tomorrow. No matter how much I wanted to kick the asses on my own, it wasn't gonna let some misguided charisma or a momentary spur of emotions ruin everything.
だが要するに、やってはならぬからやらないということだろう。やれば不幸な事態に陥るから、それを避けているだけに過ぎない。より良い明日を得るために、今を抱いて駆け抜ける。なるほど。その主義にも沿うようで、しかし、かすかな歪みが見えるな。
くどいぞ。
お前自身、女たちには言っていない懸念が胸にあるのだろう。カール・クラフトが倒れた後、己がどうなるかわからない。もしかしたら、もろとも消えてしまうのではないだろうか。と、お前は一人、その可能性を考えている。そして、答えは見出せない。違うか、兄弟。
それは。
I couldn't deny him. He was right. I'd already considered the possibility. But what of it?
カール・クラフトは見逃せない。我が身可愛さを盾にして、あれを撃つ唯一の機会を逸するわけにはいかんだろう。はあ。その気持ちは理解できるし、同感だ。故に、
Machina went on an uncharacteristically long tangent, stressing the fact that he had completely seen through me.
俺が答えを与えてやろう。
何？
My world had nearly turned upside down, and I was completely in the dark as to how he could have known this. Yet his tone felt genuine. I knew he was not a man to tell lies. But then what on earth was he trying to tell me?
わからんか。お前は誰だ？俺と同じく修羅道に落ち、孤独の果てに水銀の血を得たのが今のお前だ。では、その前は真実のお前自身、かつて言っていた中身とやらは一体何だ。側は衣に過ぎぬのだろう。怪物の毛皮をかぶったまま怪物になり果てるな。奴のしつらえた舞台衣装を着せられてもお前が蛇になったわけではないだろう。ならばここらで脱ぎ捨てよ。のしをつけて返してやれ。水銀で編まれた鱗などもはやお前にはいらぬ装束なのだから。ああ、つまり何だったか。
Machina, or rather my comrade in arms, curled his lips into a meaningful smile that looked almost comical on him.
いつまで同じ服を着ているんだ。遮奪さは女を口説くに大事な要素なのだろう。戦えよ。そして勝ち取れ。お膳立ては整っている。お前があくまでかつてのように己の在りかを確信しているのなら、そこに残る真実があるはずだ。きっとそれこそあの日交わした俺たちの。
待て！
He was on the verge of disappearing, or rather, being dragged back into the carnage of Reinhardt's legion.
待てよ、おい！お前は！
Would he be saved by that? What would he gain if I made that choice?
答えろ！俺にどうしてほしい！
His answer was both simple and tremendously curt. It made me question if he could truly be content with just that. It was a clear, manly smile.
名を呼んでくれ、カメラード。それによってこの俺も確固たる己を取り戻し、真実解放されると信じている。
My heart began to race. I was left completely speechless. And in the next moment, it came the time to end the episode. Yeah, why not? I need to make a call anyway, so in the next one, we will be on that field of flowers. For now, hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.